Hey guys, happy Tuesday. You're watching 5 Girls 5 Minutes, where 5 girls talk for 5 minutes and don't edit their videos. It's Tuesday, August 30th, and I'm Tara. And I had a pretty good day today. I'm home all by myself trying to dodge technological issues. My batteries on my camera died, and then you guys all remember my roaring air conditioner, and I had to wait for my roommates to be gone because I didn't feel like filming in my room. So I'm filming downstairs in my living room. So yeah, exciting. So I want to talk about Sarah's question, or Sarah's topic, because she's going to be moving back in with her parents between today and tomorrow. And I know it's something that she's been looking forward to for a really long time. And I think that moving in with your parents, or living with your parents, or any of that stuff is entirely situational. Like, I think, yeah, it can have a negative connotation sometimes, but I think that it depends on what kind of a situation you're in, what kind of a person you are, and what your reason is for wanting to do that, wanting to live with your parents. Like, for example, my sister is 25 years old, and she is a nursing student. She's almost done with school, and as soon as she's done with school, she's going to be done with living with my parents, because my parents are they're not older, but they're getting in the mindset where they want to start doing things without having their kids around. Sometimes they want to go on trips, and they want to do this, that, and the other thing, and they spend time out at the local Buffalo Wild Wings with their friends, and they do all these things, and they have a social life that doesn't include their kids. And it's kind of awkward for my sister. And it's not like, I don't know, so I think sometimes she probably doesn't feel like she's the coolest or the most grown up because she still is at home. But for where she's at and what she's doing, being in school and all that stuff, she needs to do that. She needs to be there so she can focus on school, and she can focus on school and work and not have to worry about paying her bills yet. Which, that'll be fun in the upcoming months to see how she handles that. I moved out of my parents' house. I went off to college in 2002, and I went to college, and I was only ever home for maybe a couple weeks out of the year. I came home for Christmas, and I came home for a few weeks at the end of the summer, but I did camp all summer, so I wasn't really living at home while I was in college. And then after I got done with camp, my year after I graduated, I had an opportunity to move to Minnesota, but I lived at home for about maybe a month, I think. I think it was Labor Day. It was about this time, actually. It was like Labor Day weekend when I went up to do my job interview, up in Minnesota. So I lived for like a month, but it didn't really feel like, great, you're moving back in with your parents. It just kind of felt like, this is what I'm doing when I'm transitioning and I'm in a phase. And I knew I wasn't going to stay there. Like, I didn't want to stay there, and I didn't want to live with my parents. I just didn't want to. It wasn't what I wanted at all. So I found a way and found something else to do. And then after living in Minnesota for a year, I went to England. And when I came back from England, I was broke as a joke. So I had moved back in with my parents for about 6 months. And I don't know. Sometimes I think there's certain things that if it's stuff that is really important to you, like, I don't know, like bringing boys home or, having crazy parties, which, a lot of people do when they're in high school. I never did any of that stuff, but because that's just not who I am. But anyway, I think there's some things that living with your parents can cramp your style. But I think when you're an adult, I think it can be considered to be like more of a roommate-y situation, I guess. I don't really consider it to be that big of a deal. Anyway, I think at least in Sarah's situation, I don't think it's a big deal. I think that sometimes people get the wrong impression. I think if you have never had any motivation to leave the house and you just want to, loaf around and mooch off of your parents, I think that's stupid, and I think that's crap. And I think given the parents and given the situation, it could be seen as a step in a backwards direction or a loss of freedom. But it depends on your parents. It depends on who you are and what you're doing and what your relationship with your parents is, I think. I think, you know, I think honestly, back in the day, like, people used to, back in the day, people used to, like, they used to live with their parents until they got married. They just did. They lived with their parents until they got married, and that was just what people did, men or women, and that was just tradition. But I think there's been a change in society where people have been trying to scooch kids out of the nest. So I don't know. I think it's okay. I think that if you're doing it for the right reasons and you're not just doing it to be a mooch, then there should be nothing wrong with it. But yeah, so that's my opinion. That's what I wanted to say. I don't have any questions. I just felt like talking about that because I thought it was interesting. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.